welcome to tonight's contest between the CHOLLA Chargers and your Douglas Bulldogs. As member schools of the Arizona Interscholastic Association, we'd like to remind you the objectives of educational-based athletics are what set this event apart from all other levels of competition. We have a strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and above all, good sportsmanship. We appreciate your recognition of the values being taught at this educational event. First, for the visiting CHOLLA Chargers, number 0, senior, Alexis Saenz. Number 3, senior, Mikey Payne. Number 11, senior, Kyrie Jenkins. Number 15, senior, Jaden Standifier. Number 25, junior, Jerry Mendoza. The Chargers are coached by head coach Masai Dean. And now for your hometown Douglas Bulldogs. Number 1, junior, Diego Lopez. Number 2, senior, Cesar Duran. Number 10, senior, Jose Anguiano. Number 14, senior, Elmer Maitorena. Number 15, junior, Jaciel Maldonado. The Bulldogs are coached by head coach Dave Docto, assisted by Alonso Tapia, Robert Hoffman, and Jose Grijalva. Today's officials are Rusty Taylor, John Goodman, and John Whiteley. And now stand for the playing of the national anthem by our Douglas High School band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Cool FM live broadcast of Cochise County Sports tonight. You got Paul on the call, and we have Douglas Bulldog basketball. The boys varsity team plays here tonight live on Cool FM Sports with one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to qualify for the playoffs. They're playing a CHOLLA Charger team that is currently ranked top 10 in 4A, and that's not an out of focus cameras. They're 6'10" senior Alexis Saenz. That's right, 6'10" will take the tip off. So Douglas knows what's ahead of them. I talked to Coach Docto momentarily before the game. he credits the 3-game losing streak to this position they're in. But the Douglas Bulldogs, as tough as it may be, do hold their fate in their own hands. They have superstars Diego Lopez and Ryan Felix, who can lead scoring better than anyone. We'll see what they can do to try to come back into this one. And quickly, Joe on the board with Cyree Jenkins. 2 points, 2-0, less than 10 seconds into this ball game. There's Diego Lopez with the ball. He's going to try to spin. Goes in underneath. Takes on the 6'10 and 6'2 seniors for Cholla. And Diego Lopez ties the game up at 2. The Douglas Bulldogs, a high-flying offense. Defensively, they leave a little bit to be desired. And they are going to have to play a very perfect basketball game against a Cholla Charger team that has state championship aspirations. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live Sports. Don't forget to like the Cool FM Live Sports page, the Cool FM Live page, and subscribe to the Cool FM YouTube page as the other tower, Jaden Standifier, puts that one in, makes it a 4-2 game. Size all around for the Chargers. Can the Bulldogs use their speed and athleticism to exploit some weaknesses? Diego Lopez, he's going to go baseline. He's going to have that one knocked away. It's going to bounce around and go back to the Cholla Chargers. Bring the ball up court to Michael Payne. Michael Payne, they get it over for a corner three-point attempt by Cyree Jenkins, and that is no good. Rebound was by Jaden Standiford, but it seems like there was an infraction on it. Ball coming back up to the Douglas Bulldogs. And we are live. One of our first games doing Douglas basketball this season. We have been here for Thunder Mountain Wrestling as Diego Lopez, a long three-pointer, does not go. Diego Lopez looks like he's going to try to shoot in volume here tonight. Good defense from Lopez as he denies any open opportunity for Jerry Mendoza. 4-2 as Diego has the ball for the Douglas Bulldogs. But Diego Lopez, normally we don't see him this aggressive shooting the basketball. That's a free throw line jumper up and no good from Jose Anguiano. But Diego Lopez looks like he's got the fire in his eyes tonight. This game is going to be won or lost on the broad shoulders of number 1, Diego Lopez. They throw this one up underneath. That's a little bit of a travel. Nothing called. Signs with the bucket. 6-2, your score. Elmer Torina bringing the ball up court for the Douglas Bulldogs. Dave Davies in the chat says, come on, Bulldogs. Torina gets by his man, tries to go on the inside. The Euro step. Beautiful drive and finish from Elmer Torina. Just a 2-point deficit for the Bulldogs. They are going to have to be perfect offensively. We know they have the talent to do so. That three-pointer up and good from Cyree Jenkins. Now a 9-4 deficit for these Bulldogs. These teams did play about a week or two ago, and it was a 15-point victory for the Chargers. Torina all the way to the inside, up and under, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Great job there. Johnny on the spot. Haciel Maldonado. 9-6. 3-point Bulldog deficit in Douglas, Arizona. The Lady Bulldogs are taking care of Cholla in Tucson right now. The Lady Bulldogs ranked in the top 10. That three-pointer is going to be no good. They are looking to qualify for that top 8 position. There's Diego Lopez on the fast break. This is what they do. The Douglas Bulldogs, Lopez, he gets his own rebound, tries to throw it cross court. Ball will be knocked away. 24 on the shot clock, 5:07 on the game clock. 9-6 your score in Douglas, Arizona. Lopez inbounds. That three-pointer is up and good. Haciel Maldonado ties this ball game up at 9. Payne bringing the ball up court for the Chargers. He's going to spot up a corner three of his own. This is going to be too long. Defensive rebound to Jose Anguiano. Anguiano wants to go to the inside. He drives baseline, puts that one up, no good. There's going to be a foul call. Anguiano going to the line for 2. The Douglas Bulldogs a chance early on to take the lead. All right, so this is a good start for the Douglas Bulldogs. 4:42 to play in the first quarter. The high-flying transition game of the Douglas Bulldogs will have to come into play soon enough, and they're doing a great job defensively to get those opportunities. They will convert momentarily, folks. You can bet on that. 10-9. Oh, wait. Now it's 9-9? I thought it was a tie ball game. The score was tied. Now it's not. So 9-9 on the scoreboard now. Maybe they took away the three-pointer and made it a 2. I don't know. Anguiano up and good with the second one. Either way, the Douglas Bulldogs do take the lead. 10-9 now, 4:17 to play in the first quarter. The Douglas Bulldogs playing for their postseason lives. The senior class wants to go out with at least a playoff game. That's going to be tough with 6'10 on the inside. Alexis Sainz puts that one in 11-10. They're going to try to go quickly. Douglas, they get this one all the way up to Cesar Duran. Duran had a big game last week. That's going to be a travel on Maldonado. Osio Maldonado with the travel, 11-10. Bulldogs are down early in this game, about midway through the first quarter. 4:18 to play on the clock. Trying to exploit the size advantage that they're going to have all season inside. And Cholo now up 13-10 here in Douglas, Arizona. Maitreina with the ball. Douglas has to run him out of the gym. The kids are 6'10". That's going to be Cesar Duran. He's going to have that one swatted. No good. You got to try to drive by him. They are big boys, but they have big guts as well, so just run him around. That's a three-pointer. Up and good from Michael Payne. He turns to the bench and looks at him. Still no sign yet of Ryan Felix, the other scoring duo, and there he is getting up just as I called him for the Douglas Bulldogs. And Felix and Lopez are top two scorers for the Bulldogs. Diego Lopez, top of the key, 3. Cuts this deficit back down to 3. A 3 to answer for the Chargers. Up and good. We got fast-paced, fast-court action. Jerry Mendoza puts that one away. It's going to be Elmer Maitreina to the free throw line. Up and good. Osio Maldonado scoring quickly in this ball game. Both teams, we should have been down to Douglas a lot more. They play so fast. Last time we saw the Douglas Bulldogs was in the Benson Holiday Classic right before Christmas. That's the other big. Sandiford making it a 6-point lead for Cholla. Ball on the baseline for Douglas. That's going to be a blocking foul on Signs. Good job there from Osio Maldonado. Trying to draw Signs. Dave Davies back in the chat says, bang, let's go, Diego. Speaking of stupid songs that we use for players, next year, I was watching the JV play, and we might be talking about Bruno Maitreina for the Douglas Bulldogs. Put on a show in the JV game. JV did end up losing, but it was close for a long time. Fourth quarter, they got away. That's going to be a corner 3 from Diego. He's going to be just a little bit short. Now Cholla a chance to extend this lead, but that one's going to be picked off by Ryan Felix. Ryan Felix, he's got speed. He's got numbers. Step back, three-pointer. That one's going to be knocked away. Felix wants contact called. No foul. That's going to be an offensive foul. Oh, it's going to be a travel either which way. Ball going back to the Bulldogs. Maitreina looked like he wanted to go football style on that. Ivan Aguirre, the quarterback of the Douglas Bulldogs. He's going to lose this one, and now Cholla Payne all the way up. The Chargers now extend this lead to 8 points. Bulldogs beat the press. Ryan Felix. Felix trying to get by his man. Good defense. Number 24 after Jerry Mendoza. Ball's going to be knocked away. 20 seconds to play on the shot clock. 2:06 on the game clock. Fast and furious action. And Douglas, Arizona, 23-15. Bulldogs find themselves at a deficit. Contact, nothing called. Officials letting them play in another turnover from the Bulldogs. And that's going to be a foul called underneath the basket. Cyree Jenkins going to the line for 2 free throws for the Chargers. These free throws brought to you by Synergy Home Care Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care all across Cochise County. That does mean Douglas, Arizona, folks. Big expansion in Douglas recently. Call them today at 520-685-1035. Thank you as well to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC, serving our community. First one up and good from Cyree Jackson. And thank you to the Ed Morse Automotive Group. They sponsor our half-court, halftime shots. Unfortunately, just one of me here. We will not be doing that in Douglas today. But you can drive into Ed Morse Automotive Group and experience the car buying difference for yourself. Second one up and no good. Now a 9-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Maitreina is going to be hand-checked, and the foul will be called. 1:53 to play in this ball game. Only one big on the floor. for Cholla right now. Number 15, Jaden Standiford, still on the court. Alexis Signs for Cholla is not. Ray Torino, he's going to drive on the inside. Step back jumper, fade away. Dave Docto, coach of the Douglas Bulldogs, wants the contact to be called for the foul. He's not going to get it. Bringing the ball up court's going to be Payne, Michael Payne. Payne just outside the free throw line, off the front rim, and no good. Great box out and rebound by Ryan Felix from the Douglas Bulldogs. Felix now, junior, he wants to drive on the inside. He's scoreless, but Ryan Felix, the best finisher at the rim in Cochise County. Jamin Booker might have something to say about that, but Jamin Booker can also dunk the ball. It's not fair. Jamin Booker for the Buena Colts. Jerry Mendoza with the ball now for Cholla. Gets it over. That's going to be a baseline jumper, in and out by Cyree Jenkins, but the offensive rebound all the way out to Michael Payne. He's in and out as well. No box out. Ball's going to be knocked away and staying with the Chargers. Douglas Bulldogs need to be a little bit more aggressive on those offensive rebounds. It's going to be tough already to out-rebound 6'10 and 6'10 as Signs comes back into the ball game for the Chargers. So to play, to get these rebounds, they're going to have to play with a little bit more effort. This three-pointer is going to be up and in and out, another in and out. But there's Signs, the 6'10 senior. 26-17 as he makes it a 9-point lead for the Chargers. Ryan Felix driving right at him. That's going to be the second personal foul on Signs. Ryan Felix going to the line for two. That is how you attack this Cholla team. Signs saying that he does have two. They want to keep him in here just a little bit longer. Get Standiford a breather. You are the quicker team. Run at him. Standiford will come up, so Signs will go back. On the bench for a breather as Ryan Felix is up and good with the first one. Don't hesitate to jump into our Cool FM live chat, folks. Let me know who you're cheering for and where you're cheering from. I know the Charger coaching staff tweeted out the stream, or whatever you call it for Facebook. Feeded? I don't know. Who cares? That second one up and no good from Felix. Those free throws brought to you by the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell, make your first call to the real estate experts at 717-599-2439. All the information for the sponsors will be in the description box below. Support the businesses that support your community, folks. There's only reason we get to drive all across Cochise County, and that is the businesses that sponsor Cool FM Live. Also, I'm telling you where to find it because I don't have my ad read list. So if I do miss one, you can go back and look at it. Ryan Felix now bringing the ball up court. Felix, he's going to momentarily lose possession of the ball. It's going to be knocked away, but a great job by Felix. He knocks it down on Cyree Jenkins, and Ryan Felix is saying that he's getting his arm slapped. He is not liking life right now. Felix and Lopez on the court, the two-headed scoring monster for the Douglas Bulldogs. Need to get something going, down 8. 15 seconds on the clock. Shot clock is off. Maturana, good pass. Oh, could have popped that one. Syria. There's Bruno Maturana. 4 seconds just inside the three-point line off the back iron. No good. This one's going to be tossed all the way up and not quite in time. But a good play from the Chargers. Cholla coming in to Douglas, Arizona. They have a 26-18 lead at the end of the first quarter. Fast-paced action here tonight in Douglas, Arizona. The end of the first quarter is brought to you by Barnett's Towing and Barnett's Propane, serving our community since 1963. And also the Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County. They have physical therapy clinics in Bisbee, Hereford, and Douglas, providing the highest quality of care to home health patients and outpatients of all ages. Make an appointment with one of their doctors of physical therapy today. That is the Douglas Band playing you guys some music. Outstanding work from the Douglas Band, especially with the national anthem earlier. Also, I'd like to thank Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. Contact Grasshopper for all of your landscaping needs, serving all of Cochise County. Visit them on Facebook or call 520-456-8945. Been to Douglas, Arizona a lot this last year. A lot of Thunder Mountain Wrestling, a lot of baseball. This is the first basketball game we've done in Douglas since the play-in game last year for the Douglas Lady Bulldogs. That one's going to be up and in from Standiford. Now a 10-point lead for Cholla. Baseball season's right around the corner, folks. My co-broadcaster Dave and I are going to be traveling all across Cochise County because everyone in Cochise County is amazing at baseball. I think that might have, besides the Benson, so the Benson Holiday Classic was in Benson. And before that, the last athletic game we did for Douglas was the baseball playoff game against Canyon Del Oro. They had a great effort in that one. But one inning, which does more often than not in baseball, did him in. I think it was a 4 or 5 run second inning. We're excited about baseball. Not to be lost, softball as well. Every team but one made the postseason. That's 1A, 2A, 4A, and 5A teams as well. Second one up and good from Diego, cuts the lead to 9. Speaking of Douglas Athletics, congratulations, Lady Bulldogs basketball and soccer, for winning your regions this year. Of course, Lady Bulldogs have state title aspirations in basketball. Those were haltered a little bit, but they've done a great job without Scarlett Ruiz after her knee injury. Ryan Felix going all the way at Signs, and Signs flex on it. You got to be careful. 6'10's Alexis Signs kind of flex on him there, and I've seen lesser technical calls. Signs having himself a big game. That was not supposed to be a dad joke. Also, Jaden Standiford, the size advantage from Cholla, just proving to be a little bit difficult to deal with for the Douglas Bulldogs. Douglas got to go Steph Curry on it. Every time they pop a three, they got to hit it. Speaking of three, there's Ryan Felix. He has that one knocked away. It's going to be off of Felix and going back to the Chargers. Still a 9-point lead, just a minute gone in the second quarter. Substitution coming in. Haciel Maldonado comes back into the game for the Bulldogs. Landon Syria, who I did not see check into the game, goes and sits down. Bruno and Elmer Matarena still on the floor with each other. I can only assume they're brothers / related in some reason. In some way, shape, or form. Good collapsing defense from Diego. That's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Bulldogs. Nice sportsmanship. You could tell. I could tell before the game, Signs, the big, and a couple of these Bulldog players were joking around. They know each other very well. Now Douglas looking to answer. Maldonado to Bruno. Bruno back inside. Maldonado is taking on the big. That's not going to be good on the shot. Still a 9-point lead for the Chargers. Both offenses have kind of settled down here in the second quarter. See if anyone could spark it. That's going to try to be Michael Payne, up and good. Michael Payne letting Douglas know every single time he makes a shot. Chirpiness going on between the two of them. Now a 12-point deficit for the Douglas Bulldogs, just like that. Ryan Felix, top of the key three. This needs to go in. Does. Big answer from Ryan Felix. Now back to a 9-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Back over to Payne. Michael Payne, he's feeling a little bit of a heat check on that shot. Does not go in. Ryan Felix out jumping everybody for the rebound, but Cyree Jenkins is going to grab the ball and put it up. Now an 11-point lead for the Cholla Chargers. Bruno Matarena to answer for three. That's up and good. The Douglas State Warriors are coming to life. Now just an 8-point deficit here in Douglas, Arizona. Douglas starting to press, starting to trap, trying to get anything. They force the turnover. The ball is thrown away. Going back to the Bulldogs. Basketball is a game of runs, and the Douglas starting to heat up for one right now. Back-to-back three-pointers, Ryan Felix and Bruno Matarena. That's going to be a substitution for Cholla coming into the game. Joel Servin, this senior, I believe he is also 6'2", 6'4". There's big kids over here for the Chargers. Ryan Felix, top of the key three, ignited this 6-point run for the Douglas Bulldogs. He's going to try one from the corner. He's going to be fouled. Cyree Jenkins says he got ball. That's going to be a foul and 3 free throws for Ryan Felix. A chance to cut this deficit now to 5 for the Bulldogs. You are starting to pile up, and it has nothing to do with me. This is just high-paced, high-flying action in Douglas, Arizona between these two teams. While you're here, folks, don't hesitate to jump into our Cool FM live chat. Let us know where you're cheering from and who you're cheering for. Ryan Felix up and good with the first one. These free throws brought to you by Ginger Saddle of Sierra Vista, located at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Look for the iconic pink door. They're now open Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Felix up in, no good with the second one. Also thank you to the Sierra Vista Soap Company, locally handmade bath and body products. Find them at Sun Creations or visit SierraVistaSoapCompany.com. 2 up and good for Ryan Felix. That's now an 8-0 run for the Douglas Bulldogs, so they cut this deficit to 6. They could ill afford to be down by double digits too many times in this ballgame. Payne inside. That's just great collapsing defense from Maldonado. Hasio Maldonado bringing the ball up court. Bruno Maturina. Step back. He wanted to pop the 3. He decided better of it. Now to his brother / family member, Elmer Maturina. Don't ever assume. Elmer, he's going to drive on the inside. That's going to be ball contact and nothing called. Could have been a travel, could have been anything. Either way, Cholla comes up with the basketball, and they're bringing it up court. They want to go quickly. Jenkins, Cyree Jenkins, corner 3. Up and no good. Long rebound going to come out to Maturina. Elmer Maturina, he's going to throw this one away. Just a bad decision. When you're playing a more talented, more sized team, you have to be perfect. The Douglas Bulldogs, they can score with anyone, but it's going to be tough rebounding, as you just saw right there. So they have to ill afford the turnovers. Turnovers and fouls. Any sport, that would kill you. Except for baseball. You can't really turn the ball over in baseball. And the only foul you can really get is a balk. That's why we love baseball. No time limit on that thing. Just 9 innings of who's better. You can't hide behind the clock. 4:20, speaking of the clock, 4:22 to play in the second quarter. A 6-point lead for the Chargers of Cholla. This Douglas crowd getting rowdy, trying to force the miss, and they cannot. Joel Servine puts the first one in. That's going to bring in Cesar Duran for Maturina. These free throws brought to you by Aloe Fiber, your new home team for TV, phone, and internet. Visit aloefiber.com to learn more about the fiber difference and become a fiber fan. Second one up and good. This lead brought back to 8 points. Bruno with the ball. Bruno, good pass to Diego Lopez. He's been quiet since the first quarter. Up and under. Left-handed finish. There goes Diego. Back to a 6-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs playing like their postseason lives depend on this game. Currently ranked 27th. The Chargers, the top 8 team in 4A. It's going to be a foul by Cesar Duran on the floor. You beat this team, there's no doubt in my mind you get ranked in the top 24. But the disrespected Douglas Bulldogs is a phrase we have coined on our sports show, Cochise County Sports Show, live Tuesdays at 10 a.m. The disrespect is real with these Bulldogs. 20-win team last year, couldn't even get to the playoffs. It is what it is. We're done talking about it. Here's Payne with the ball. Michael Payne, he's going to drive on the inside. That's a tough look in, finish. It's not going to come to anything. Ball's going to bounce around. It's going to be Jenkins. He gets it back out to Payne for 3. Michael Payne, a chance on that one. This one's going to be a foul. Again on Signs. So Alexis Signs now with his 3rd foul of the ball game. And that's just one of those things. If you're the biggest person on the court, the refs are going to have a light whistle against you and a non-existent whistle for you. In my experiences, from watching college basketball at least. The NBA, they just blow the whistle just to chill, and Ryan Felix is going to throw that ball away, so no harm, no foul for the Chargers of Cholla. In a classic ball never in the lives moments, the Chargers are going to get the ball underneath the basket. 30:38 to play in the first half, a 35-29 ball game in Douglas, Arizona. The high-flying Bulldogs playing a really good defense considering the disadvantage they're at with size. And they have to play it even better. Nothing's going to be called. Everyone not happy with the contact that's being let go right now from the officials. I will tell you, this is how Cochise County officials call these basketball games. Basketball is a contact sport. As one of my favorite wrestling announcers would say, it's not ballet. Bruno Maturina, he's going to dribble up court. That ball's going to be knocked away and turned over. A chance for the Chargers now going up and in. That's contact, and the foul will be called. Going to the line for 2 free throws is going to be Joel Servin. Maybe it's Joel Servin. Who knows? We'll call it Joel. It's about to serving up some free throws right now. And these free throws are brought to you by The Right Way, now serving Sierra Vista and Cochise County, providing heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. We will be working hard to earn your trust the right way. Serving up and good with the first one. Lead back up to 7 points for these Chargers. Elmer comes back into the ball game for Bruno. Both Maitrenas. Thank you as well to Sosai. Every play, every pass, every goal. We're with you every step of the way. The second one up and no good, so just a 7-point lead for the Chargers. Ryan Felix with the ball. Step back three, contact, nothing called. Looked like they got the ball, good block, good defense from the Chargers. That's going to be a timeout, one of our first timeouts from Masai Dean, head coach from the Chargers. Gives us a chance to look at that sweet Douglas Bulldog band one more time. Oh, Kyrie, not Syrie. Kyrie Jenkins. Is that your boy? Yeah, looks good. Chargers are a good team, huh? Troy with a 7-point lead, 3:10 left to go in this second quarter, 32 on the shot clock. This timeout does give me a chance to thank Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, serving all of Cochise County for non-medical home care. That's strictly non-medical home care. Call them today at 520-685-1035. Get your care journey started today. And as always, thank you to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC, serving our community. Fans starting to pile up in this chat. We just crossed the 20 concurrent mark, folks. Tag your friends, get them in. The Douglas Bulldogs need help, and they need to make it to the postseason. It would be a shame to waste Ryan Felix and Diego Lopez and the boys, the Maitrenas. Too good of a season to have one 3-game losing streak in their postseason aspirations. Coach Dave Docto pointed out the Sadarita loss, and he said all 3 losses hurt, but I could hear in his voice the Sadarita was the one that he was really disappointed with. Of course, Coach Docto, his first year running the Douglas Bulldog system. We're going to have a substitution coming on the court. Kyrie Jenkins for the Chargers will go and sit down now. He's looking to come back into the ball game, so there's a substitution infraction. I do not have a 30 for the Chargers. We'll just have to see what that. We'll just listen to the bench and see if we can't get a name out of that one. Ryan Felix now, good defense from the Bulldogs. Ryan Felix with it. He's going to be double teamed. He's going to split the double team. Ryan Felix all the way to the basket and in. That gets the Douglas crowd to their feet. Now just a 5-point deficit for the Bulldogs against the Chargers. Alexis Signs for the Chargers, the big 6'10 senior. Foul trouble, 3 fouls. But they have another one who's got it right now. Standiford, he tries to throw it to the inside. Ball's going to be knocked away. Does stay with the Chargers. 18 on the shot clock, 2:30 on the game clock. They can throw this one all the way around to Michael Payne. Michael Payne has been a pain in the Douglas Bulldog side here tonight. That's going to be an elbow jumper up and good. Great drive. Jerry Mendoza puts it in and extends that lead back to 7 for the Chargers. Elmer Maitreina. Ryan Felix, he wanted to. Step back three-pointer up and no good. Ryan Felix missing everything on that shot. 2:07 to play, 35 on the shot clock. Kyrie Jenkins comes back into the ball game for the Chargers of Cholla. Thank you again, everyone, joining me on Cool FM Live Sports. Don't forget to like the Cool FM Live Sports Facebook page, the Cool FM Live Facebook page, and subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page. Standiford on the inside. He's going to be contacting. Nothing's called. Diego Lopez, he wants to start the fast break. Cesar Duran misses the layup. That's not what you have to do. You have to convert your easy opportunities if you're the Douglas Bulldogs. And this leads to nothing. Duran trying to fight, but Standiford on the inside is going to put that one up and in. It's just not fair when you're 6'8". 9-point lead for the Chargers of Cholla. Elmer Matarena. He's going to bring the ball up on the elbow. Looking for a screen. Is going to get the screen. Spin move. Matarena and the paint. That is a tough shot. And Elmer made it look easy. Now just a 7-point deficit again for the Douglas Bulldogs. The Chargers bring the ball to court. Jenkins on the inside. Good defense from Ryan Felix, but an even better job from Jenkins to not move his plant foot. That three-pointer up and good. Now a 10-point Charger lead. Basketball's a game of runs, and that's what we got as Diego Lopez is going to be called for a push-off. Jerry Mendoza loving that call for the Cholla Chargers. Substitution coming in. This substitution is brought to you by the Ed Morse Automotive Group of Sierra Vista, serving all of Cochise County. You can drive in today and experience the difference. Also, thank you to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell, make your first call to the real estate expert, Sherry Ethel and her team at 717-599-2439. Mendoza loses his footing. He gets out to Jenkins. Jenkins going to pop a deep three-pointer off the front rim. No good. Elmer Matarena with the rebound. He's going to get this one up to Ryan Felix. They know how to do this in transition. Good job, Jenkins, poking the ball away. It will stay with the Douglas Bulldogs. Ten-point deficit for the Bulldogs. They got to make their runs count. They got it as little. Cut it down to as little as a 5-point deficit. There you go, Paul. English is tough. Elmer Matarena with the ball. Matarena gets a screen. He's going to try to go in the paint. Ryan Felix, corner three, in and out. No good. Sandiford with the rebound for the Chargers. And now they're going to slow this one down. Shot clock is off. Game clock at 20 seconds. Ball's going to be knocked around. It's going to be on the floor. Loose ball is going to be picked up. Kyrie Jenkins is going to slow it down for the Chargers. Heady play. He gets it over to Michael Payne. Michael Payne driving to the inside. Mendoza, corner three. 13-point corner three. Mendoza lets this Douglas crowd know all about that one. This three-pointer to answer up and in and out. That could have got him right back into the ball game, but Santiago Machado could not convert. And the Cholla Chargers go on a big run to end the first half and will carry a 13-point lead into the locker room in Douglas, Arizona. Deficit was cut to as little as 5, but then the Chargers just came to life. And it is going to be an uphill battle for these Douglas Bulldogs. The good news is, if you are a Douglas Bulldog fan, that there's no way that the Lady Bulldogs are not in front in their game in Tucson. Lady Bulldogs, of course, going to that top 8 ranking in 4A. And I'm almost positive that avoids the play-in game at all in 4A. I thought that happened in 1A and 2A, but there's play-in games all over in 1A and 2A, so I don't know if they changed the rules or not. But either which way, Douglas Lady Bulldogs are in the postseason, no doubt. And they won their conference, and so did the soccer team, the Lady Bulldogs soccer team. Speaking of Lady Bulldogs, shout out Carolina Padilla, who's from Douglas, Arizona, playing for Cochise College Lady Apaches, and doing a heck of a job up there. Third leading scorer for the Apaches. And folks, give me a moment to thank the businesses that support us. If you need any services from one of our sponsors, you go ahead and support them because they support your kids. And the only reason we're out here is because of these businesses. First, Barnett's Towing and Barnett's Propane, serving our community since 1963. The Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County. Physical therapy departments exist in Hereford, Bisbee, and Douglas. The one in Bisbee actually got me started on my 30-pound down weight loss journey. Make an appointment with them today at 520-432-6435. Thank you to Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. You can visit Grasshopper on Facebook or call 520-456-8945. Thank you to Ginger's Titles Sierra Vista, located at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Look for the iconic pink door, now open on Saturdays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you to the Sierra Vista Soap Company, locally handmade bath and body products. Find them at CSUN Creations or visit SierraVistaSoapCompany.com. Thank you to Allo Fiber, your new home team internet, TV, and phone provider. Visit AlloFiber.com to learn more about the Allo Fiber difference and to become a fiber fan. And finally, our two new sponsors. Thank you to The Right Way, now serving Sierra Vista and Cochise County, providing heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. We'll be working hard to earn your trust the right way. And finally, thank you to SoSci. Every play, every pass, every goal this season, we're with you every step of the way. At SoSci, we believe in rising to the occasion. When the pressure's on, we say, challenge accepted. Learn more about SoSci at SoSci.com. 7 minutes and 55 seconds, folks. I will let you enjoy this Douglas Bulldog band before we come back with second half action between the CHOLLA Chargers and the Douglas Bulldogs. Well, folks, that buzzer means we are just a minute away from getting second half action started in Douglas, Arizona, home of the Bulldogs. They find themselves trailing after a huge flurry to close out the first half from the Chargers of Cholla, 46-33. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live. I am Paul Quarter. And we are hoping for a Douglas comeback, unless you're, well, no, even if you are fans of Cholla. I've made it very clear that we are a Cochise County broadcast. But we call it evenly. So before we get this action started, I'd like to thank Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care to all of Cochise and Santa Cruz County. That does include Douglas, Arizona, 520-685-1035. And thank you to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC, serving our community. Back into the action now. Cholla with a commanding lead in this ball game. They get the ball first. Coming out of the lock. This one's going to be thrown over to Jenkins. Payne with it. Back to Jenkins. Thought about it. Mendoza now the three. Off the front rim. No good. Still a 13-point deficit for the Bulldogs, who got to start playing very, very quickly in this one. It's going to be tough to come back. We'll see if Diego Lopez and the boys can't get it done. Elmer Matarena driving on the inside. That's going to be a blocking foul on Kyrie Jenkins. Douglas Bulldogs with the ball underneath the basket. Anguiano with it. Matarena now. Elmer Matarena, good pass to the inside. Diego Lopez. Contact, nothing called. Diego not happy about that one. Couldn't hit the left-handed finish. On the inside, Kyrie Jenkins fights through the contact and finishes. Now a 15-point lead for the Chargers. It's the best Charger team that's ever existed. Diego Lopez now. Baseline jumper, that's going to be up and no good. Signs with the rejection. And Douglas 0 for 2 in these possessions. Early on, that's going to be Payne. And there is Michael Payne. 51-33, an 18-point lead for the Chargers. And Dave Docto, an early timeout from the Douglas Bulldogs. Not what he wanted to see, not what he wanted to do there. Douglas has got to get this one back in control. Just a minute and 16 gone. And this third quarter, 51-33. Douglas finds themselves trailing by 18 points. This timeout does give me a chance to thank the Ed Morse Automotive Group, formerly Lawely Automotive. They're now serving all of Cochise County. Ed Morse Automotive Group Sierra Vista will be about supporting the community and giving you the best vehicle buying experience possible. Drive in today and experience the difference at Ed Morse Automotive Group. Thank you as well to the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell, make your first call to the real estate experts at 717-599-2439. Ryan Felix inbounds the ball to Elmer Matarena. The life has been sucked out of this gymnasium. It has been all Cholla in the last 5 minutes of game time action. Elmer Matarena can't get that one to fall. Touched every part of the rim, but could not go in. Jenkins on the inside, kicks it out to Michael Payne. Already hit one dagger three early in the third quarter, looking to get another. What a pass to Jenkins. Michael Payne to Kyrie Jenkins. That's going to be a foul. Now a 20-point Charger lead and a chance to make it 21 for Kyrie Jenkins at the free throw line. Jenkins does convert, 54-33. The Douglas Bulldogs have 14 game minutes to find their best offense of all time. Matarena, Diego Lopez, head fake. He's going to drive to the inside. There's going to be a travel called on Diego as the ball was corralled. Great defense there from the Chargers, Mendoza. 6:04 to play. 21-point deficit for the Douglas Bulldogs. Mendoza up to Payne. Back to Mendoza. Jerry Mendoza just inside the three-point line. Gets it into Signs. He's going to dribble and lose it. Ryan Felix is going to force the turnover for the Douglas Bulldogs. Diego Lopez wants to go quickly. Lopez driving to the inside. Euro step in. Ball's going to be knocked away and going back to the Chargers. Lopez feeling those last few possessions that he was fouled. Nothing called from the officials. Michael Payne bringing the ball up court. Jerry Mendoza now with it. On the elbow, Mendoza trying to get past Maithrena. Good defense from Maithrena. Jenkins back over to Payne. There's a no-look pass from Signs. The finish on the inside, no good. Diego Lopez for the Bulldogs bring the ball back up court. Looking for a quick, easy three. That one's off the front rim and no good from Jose Anguiano. Kyrie Jenkins. Michael Payne now with the ball. They feed this one inside. They got the two bigs. After Cholla. Great defense again. Ryan Felix forcing a couple turnovers now in the late going. 4:58 to play. Still a 21-point deficit for the Douglas Bulldogs. They got to get something going offensively. Diego's been trying to drive to the inside. Chargers not allowing him any leniency when he gets into there. Ryan Felix now with the ball for the Bulldogs. Diego Lopez wanted to spot up that three. Good closeout from Mendoza. Diego Lopez. He's got Jerry Mendoza on him. Lopez into the paint. Step back jumper. Diego Lopez off the front rim and no good. Good defense from Mendoza. Kyrie Jenkins bringing the ball up court for the Chargers. 4:27 to play in counting. And Douglas, Arizona. Signs on the inside. In the paint. He's going to be fouled. Anguiano with the contact. Alexis Signs going to the line for two. Signs playing with 3 fouls. Sat out a lot of the second quarter, but it did not matter. In the end, the Cholla Chargers just came in and went on an incredibly big run to close out the first half. Signs up and good with the first one. Good stroke from the big man. Signs and Standiford in the ball game together. Signs misses the second one. Ryan Felix with the rebound. 22-point lead for the Chargers as Ryan Felix has the ball. He's going to pop a top of the key three. Boy, did they need that one to go. Good rebound. Oh, no. Good job there fighting by Orlando Fimbres, who just checked into the ball game for the Douglas Bulldogs, but that one's just too tough. Signs, the big, 6'10", 300 pounds. It's going to be tough to outmuscle him for anything. Michael Payne with the ball at the top of the key now for the Cholla Chargers. Payne dribbles to the inside, kicks it out. Standiford thought about it. Michael Payne just above the free throw line. Everything coming up Chargers now in Douglas, Arizona. Now a 24-point lead. Mendoza's going to force the turnover on Diego Lopez. Jerry Mendoza bringing the ball up court. Gets it into Signs, and Signs is too big, too strong to let that freight train get going. Now a 26-point lead for the Chargers. Bulldogs. Elmer Maithrena with the ball. Just over 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. This one has gotten away from the Douglas Bulldogs in the last quarter and a half, to say the least. This one's going to be rebounded by Mendoza. Mendoza getting by Diego Lopez. Mendoza throwing this one away. This one, oh no, that one's going to be tipped away, coming back with the Chargers. Joel Servin comes back into the ballgame now for the Chargers, and number 30, who I don't have on my roster. Apologies if you're a Troy fan, especially if you're related to number 30. If you are in the chat, you can let me know his name, and I would remember it forever. Jackson inbounding the ball to Payne. 26-point lead for the Chargers. This one inside to Standiford. There's Ryan Felix. He's been doing a great job in the paint, but unfortunately the only one that can defend these bigs inside is Ryan Felix right now. 28-point lead for the Chargers. Cesar Duran, Euro step to the inside. That's more like it if you're a Douglas Bulldog fan. Deficit now cut to 26. Kyrie Jackson bringing the ball up court for the Chargers over to Michael Payne. Wide open on the free throw line, but he's going to pass it up and get it into Standiford. The bigs making it look very easy. My co-broadcaster, Dave Davies, would absolutely love watching these bigs play. They get the ball on the inside. They do not bring that ball below their shoulders. They keep it up. Diego Lopez spot up three, a little bit too short, long rebound coming back out to the Chargers. Trying to make this a 30-point game. Diego Lopez does get the swap, but they're going to call a blocking foul. Going to the line for two is going to be Michael Payne. And a chance to make this game all but over with a 30-point lead, 2:12 to play. In the third quarter, we would start getting our running clock. Not what we were expecting when we came down here. We were hoping these Douglas Bulldogs would put on a show for us and do the unthinkable and upset the Chargers. But the CHOLLA Chargers, when you're rocking 6'10", 6'10", and 6'8" off the bench with shooters like Kyrie Jackson and Michael Payne, that is always going to be a tough one. My question is, who beat this team? Michael Payne up and go with both free throws. Now a 30-point lead. Timeout. Head coach Dave Docto for the Douglas Bulldogs. And the Chargers looking to close their season out with a victory, celebrating as they come to the bench. This timeout does give me a chance to thank Barnett's Towing and Barnett's Propane, serving our community since 1963. Thank you as well to the Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County. Physical therapy departments exist in Hereford, Bisbee, and Douglas, providing the highest quality of patient care to outpatients and home health patients of all ages. Make an appointment with them at 520-432-6435. Thank you also to Grasshopper Landscaping, quality from the ground up. If you're in the wrong one, they service all of Cochise County. Call them today or visit them on Facebook, 520-456-8945. 2:12 to play in the third quarter. This one might be all but done and dusted unless the Golden State Bulldogs come out and start putting on a three-point shooting expedition. Expedition is what archaeologists do. It's also a car made by Ford. Speaking of Lawely, speaking of Ford, you can drop into Ed Morris Ford Kia to find an expedition of your choice. There's Elmer Maitherina bringing the ball up court for the Douglas Bulldogs in the paint. Up and under, good finish from Maitherina. 65-37, 28-point lead for the Chargers of Cholla. Michael Payne now with the ball. Douglas trying to get some pressure on the ball defensively. It's going to be tough. Cholla could just throw that ball to the inside whenever they want to, and they have been doing it very successfully in the third. Here we go again. They're standing for a good defense from Ryan Felix. Only so much, going right back up and putting that one in. Joel's serving. Maitherina with the ball now. 30-point deficit. Fadeaway jumper in the paint. Maitherina, the only person for the Douglas Bulldogs to score in this third quarter. He's got 6 in the quarter alone. 1:17 to play, 67-39. This one's going to be thrown in. Great defense, a little bit errant pass. Orlando Frembres comes up with the steal. That's going to be contact and a foul. Douglas Bulldogs will keep possession of the ball. Looking to get it back to Elmer Maitherina, who's been the bright spot for the Douglas Bulldogs in the third quarter. Second quarter was a Ryan Felix type of quarter. Diego Lopez was hot in the first, and now it's Elmer Maitherina's turn. Jerry Mendoza coming back into the ball game for the CHOLLA Chargers. Mendoza comes in. Kyrie Jackson coming out of the ball game. Confusion over his foul count. 67-39, 1:06 to play in the third quarter. Maitherina inbounds to Diego Lopez. Lopez wanted to go baseline spin move. Ball's going to be knocked away, but that's going to be knocked away because of a foul. Diego Lopez going to the line for 2 free throws. (67-39). Lopez can't get them all back at once. Just got to crawl your way back into this ball game if you are the Douglas Bulldogs to cut the lead down to 27. Up and good with the first one. Big second quarter ending for the CHOLLA Chargers, and it's been all CHOLLA in the third quarter, which is why they opened up a 30-point lead against the Douglas Bulldogs. Lopez up and good with both free throws. A 26-point deficit for the Bulldogs with a minute to play in the third quarter. 9 minutes of real game time to get 26 points and also hold the Chargers off the board. Ball's going to be underneath. That's going to be a jump ball going the way of the Douglas Bulldogs. Another first turnover. Oh, no, we're going to have a timeout on the floor. What is the call? Maybe blue timeout, 30-second timeout. Great job there from head coach Masai Dean because that was going to be a turnover for the Chargers. 52 seconds to play in this third quarter. Chargers completely in control of this ball game, 67-41 in Douglas, Arizona. Shout out Officer Tony Morales in Douglas, Arizona. Met him the other day. He said he asked me, "Why don't you do more Douglas games?" I'm like, man, it's really tough. That's why every time Douglas schedules Bueno, we do those games no matter where they're at. Douglas Bulldogs, they got to move them down to 3A, and they got to start playing some of the 2A teams so we can broadcast them a lot more. It's not good for the girls' teams because the girls' teams dominate 4A, but we try to get out here as much as we can. That's why the sole reason we broadcasted the Benson Holiday Classic tournament in Benson, Arizona was because both Douglas Bulldogs teams were there. And it would be one of the only times we would get to see the Valley Union Blue Devils. And we try to broadcast everyone. The only team we haven't got out to this year is San Simon, as this one's going to be turned over to the CHOLLA Chargers. And might be going to San Simon Wednesday if we get enough support for it. We have a stoppage of play, 38 seconds on the game clock. We're going to keep this one out. I don't understand what the stoppage was. I think it was the clock malfunction, so we're going to set this time back to 32 seconds now. Still a 26-point deficit for the Douglas Bulldogs. Well, the stoppage of play does give me a chance to thank a couple more of our sponsors. First, Ginger's Titles of Sierra Vista, located at 999 East Fry Boulevard. Look for the iconic pink door, now open on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you as well to the Sierra Vista Soap Company. You can find them at CSUN Creations or visit SierraVistaSoapCompany.com for locally handmade bath and body products. So, trying to get the clock set to 32. It's at 38.6. Not 32, so referees are good with it. Maybe I misread what was going to happen. Jerry Mendoza with the ball now for the CHOLLA Chargers. Michael Payne hasn't hit a big three-pointer since the second quarter, but did he go off in that first half? Michael Payne in the lane. He's going to be fouled, going to the line for 2 free throws. Speaking of my new best friend, Officer Tony Morales, I did see an article that he saved a woman's life. I think it was from the Herald Review. I probably shouldn't say that. It was from a local media company that I saw it. Thought that was interesting. You never know who you're going to meet in this small town, small community. You add up all of Cochise County, we're 108,000 people. We're still not a major city. Payne up and go with the second one, 1-2 from the free throw line. Alberme Torreira bringing the ball up court for the Douglas Bulldogs. A 27-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Torreira gets by Payne. He's in the lane trying to spin around, put this ball up. That's just great help defense from Standifer. The ball's going to be turned over. Ryan Felix going up. He's going to draw the contact and the foul. Ryan Felix going to the line for 2. .2 seconds to play in the third quarter. Still a 27-point CHOLLA lead. Felix up and no good with the first one. Off the front rim, back rim, and off to the side. These free throws brought to you by Allo Fiber, your new home team internet, TV, and phone provider. Visit allofiber.com to learn more about the fiber difference and to become a fiber fan. Felix, good with the second one. Now a 26-point deficit for the Douglas Bulldogs. Jerry Mendoza, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. They got to go quickly. Michael Payne with it, 3 seconds. He's going to pop up a three-pointer. Good defense from Torreira. It does not matter. Michael Payne makes that lead back to 30 points, 71-41. Now, if you're the Golden State Warriors, that's only 10 3-pointers. That's nothing. And we'll see if the I guess Boston Celtics is a better example now. We'll see if the Douglas Celtics can come out. So they just put it back to what is going on. 29-point lead. They gave Douglas 42 points. So 71-42. 8 minutes to play in this ball game. 8 minutes for the Douglas Bulldogs' lives. It was a very, very competitive first half until the CHOLLA Chargers with 3 minutes went on a monstrous run to open up a 15-point lead going into the half. But before the fourth quarter starts, folks, let me thank Right Way. They're now serving Sierra Vista and Cochise County, providing heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. We will be working hard to earn your trust the right way. Also, thank you to SoSci. Every play, every pass, every goal this season, we're with you every step of the way. At SoSci, we believe in rising to the occasion. When the pressure's on, we say challenge accepted. Visit SoSci.com to learn more about them. Ryan Felix now inbounding the ball to Elmer Maitreina. Maitreina and these Bulldogs need something to go. Diego Lopez, step back three-pointer, off the rim and no good. They need those to fall, and they need to take them a lot more to come back into this ball game. Michael Payne for the Chargers brings the ball up court. Jerry Mendoza. Ball's going to be knocked away. Good defense there by Maitreina. Ball will stay with the Chargers. Inbound to Michael Payne. No look pass from Signs. They worked this one all the way around. Back out to Payne. 17 seconds. CHOLLA content to work the clock, and Douglas allowing them to do so. 13 seconds. That's going to be a foul on the inside. Alexis Sands had his arm pulled down by Ryan Felix, I do believe. Ball will be taken underneath the basket, and we will reset the shot clock. 35 seconds on the shot clock. 71-42. A 29-point deficit for the Douglas Bulldogs against the Chargers. Great defense. There's Ryan Felix knocking the ball out of the Bigs' hands one more time. Maitreina momentarily loses possession. Ryan Felix with it. Felix driving to the inside. He's going to put that one up. Does follow his own miss. Ryan Felix puts it away. 27-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Michael Payne. He's got Maitreina on his back hip. He's going to dribble through everybody. He wants to waste his clock, content to do so. Up and under finish. That's a tough look from Michael Payne. He gets that one to go. Maitreina with the ball, 29-point deficit again. Elmer Maitreina. Diego Lopez, he's got an open three-point look. Can't connect off the front rim and no good. Sainz with the rebound for the Chargers. More substitutions coming back into the ball game. Number 4, Joel Servin for the Chargers, and number 15, Hasil Maldonado for the Douglas Bulldogs at the scores table. Payne throws this one back to Mendoza. Jerry Mendoza thought about it, decides better of it. Mendoza now 10 seconds on the shot clock, feeds it to the inside. Great defense. Ball will stay with the Chargers. Orlando Frimbres knocks that one away. One last time, I'd like to thank Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care all across Cochise County. That does mean Douglas, Arizona, where we just had a huge expansion. Call them today, 520-685-1035 for all of your non-medical home care needs. That one's going to be knocked away. 4 seconds on the shot clock, staying with the Chargers. That one's going to be a corner three, no good, but rebound on the inside, up and no good. The Bigs just too much to handle on the inside for the Chargers. The ball gets knocked away. And coming right back out, three-pointer from Payne. That's going to be short. Diego Lopez with the rebound for the Bulldogs. He has that one taken away from Payne. Signs with it. Alexis Signs has Lopez on him. Throws it over to Payne. Michael Payne, baseline. Thought about it, and a good job there from Michael Payne bringing the ball out. 23 seconds on the shot clock. The clock is their friend. The Douglas Bulldogs not only have to contend with the Chargers, they got to contend with the 5:35 left to go on that clock. Ryan Felix to end down the ball. Elmer Maitreina, senior, will sit down. Bruno Maitreina coming into the ball game. I predict next year that we will talk about Bruno. No, he probably hates that song, to be honest with you. Bruno Maturana. Maldonado looking. Jaciel Maldonado. Good cut here from Ryan Felix. He gets to the inside, finishes too strong off the rim, and there's 4 Chargers around for the defensive rebound. They're going to take this one up. They're going to go quickly. Joel Servin makes it a 31-point lead. Bruno Maturana. Eurostep, Michael Payne, nothing. Cholla wanted a travel call. I did not see a carry. And I'll be honest, watching the NBA college, I don't know what a travel is anymore. Jerry Mendoza with the ball now for the Chargers. Over to Michael Payne. 4:47 to play in Douglas, Arizona. 31-point lead for the Chargers. All that is left is the handshakes on this season. Douglas Bulldogs will be back with a vengeance next season for sure for basketball. They return Diego Lopez. They return Ryan Felix. Bruno Maturana will be a senior. Orlando Fimbres will be back. Jaciel Maldonado will be back. A lot of players coming back for the Douglas Bulldogs, and we'll see if they can't figure out that rebounding problems. Ryan Felix, he's going to be fouled by Jerry Mendoza. Mendoza, I'll tell you, he is fired up. We say this all the time around Cochise County. You need a pit bull. You need a dog in there that is just annoying and plays defense. Ryan Felix going to the line for 2. Takes no talent to give effort. Number 13, Jacob Espinoza for Cholla will be checking into the ballgame. Mendoza's going to have a seat. Talking with Coach Masai Dean on the bench. 30-point deficit for the Bulldogs, a running clock. Ryan Felix up and good with both. Now a 29-point deficit. We broadcast a lot of wrestling, professional wrestling, Thunder Mountain Wrestling, and I'm just waiting to give the call. And, through the curtain, here comes Steph Curry. It's about the only thing the Douglas Bulldogs could get back into this ball game. Serving for 3, no good. Rebounded Diego Lopez. Lopez. Floater, that's going to be well off by Jaciel Maldonado. They're going to get this one right back out. Ooh. Douglas with some substitutions I missed. Santiago Machado in the ball game now. Gets it back to Diego Lopez. That's going to be a foul. On senior, Jacob Espinoza, number 13 for the Cholla Chargers. All right, Bruno Maturana. Now Elmer Maturana throws across court to Bruno. Bruno at the free throw line. Over to Diego Lopez. Diego's going to throw this one away. I'll tell you, the Douglas Bulldogs are so sharp. It is amazing to me that they don't win more than they do. Ball handling, passing. Everyone, no-look passes. Ball handling is perfect. I don't know. I just don't get it. I'm sure basketball people get it. Dave probably gets it. They do struggle with defense and rebounding. 75-46 your scores. Cholla did empty the bench. Some players getting some playing time. Kalen Miguel, who's got the ball right now for 3. Miguel, no good. He had a chance to beat somebody. Get his name shouted out on stream. Manuel Amarta coming into the ball game now for the Chargers as Ryan Felix is up and under. Finger roll, no good. That rebound to Isaac Rivera for the Chargers, just checked back into the ball game. This one up and no good. Rebound to the Chargers. Diego Lopez, just under a minute to play. Bruno Maturana, just pop it, Bruno. He's going to drive it to the inside. Good up and under finish. Reverse layup for Bruno Maturana. I hope Bruno Maturana averages 30 points next year so I could just do the "We Don't Talk About Bruno" that song. Ryan Felix, he's going to pop up into 3, and too little too late, 30 seconds. The Douglas Bulldogs cut the lead down to 24. Shot clock is off, 23 seconds to go. Looks like Douglas is content to let this one get dribbled out. And that's going to do it, folks. One last time, let me thank some of the people that make this broadcast possible. Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative and the Ed Morris Automotive Group. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That's going to do it. 75-51 from Douglas, Arizona. A valiant effort from the Douglas Bulldogs, but the size of Cholla, too much. And for all intents and purposes, that would probably end the Douglas Bulldog season. Good news is Douglas Lady Bulldogs won the region, and they are handling Cholla in Tucson right now. A consolation prize, but we will be back in Douglas to watch those Lady Bulldogs play. That's going to do it here from Douglas, Arizona. 75-51 your score. The Douglas Bulldogs do fall to the CHOLLA Chargers and most likely end their season. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live. I am Paul Quarter. We will see you next time. Don't forget, we have Buena Cienega Thursday from Sierra Vista, Arizona.